want to get funded? Well, you came to the right place and you're watching the right person. What better way to understand how to get funded than by somebody who not only owns their own prop firm, but someone who's made a lot of money in this market as well. So in this video, I want to give you guys practical advice on what you can do and what you should do and what you need to do to actually get funded. Now, before we get into that, we got to talk about the importance of actually getting funded. Over the last couple of years, I've been on the record saying this over and over and over again, especially on Twitter, that prop firms have changed the game. I've seen way more six-figure traders and millionaires from prop firms than people who just traded on a brokerage account and then just made their money like that. Not everybody can just do that, right? Prop firms gave people the actual tools they needed. Why? It's because a lot of traders who have these small $500 accounts already know how to trade. They just need the capital to actually show that, right? So point number one is actually getting an actual funded account on, a $5,000 account, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50, $100, whatever the case may be, is going down that route, because a lot of people are making 100% gains, 200% gains, 500% gains on these small accounts. Can you imagine if you just did that on an actual $100,000 account? That is why it is so important to actually get funded. It's because people were killing the game on small accounts, but it wasn't doing anything to their overall life. It wasn't doing anything to change their life. You're making a 200% gain on a $100 account. Whoop-de-doo, you got enough money for groceries, and you know what I mean? Like, you're not really doing anything, right? So I'm going to pull my laptop in front of us, and we're going to walk through things you need to be looking for while you're getting funded, and how to actually achieve that. So number one, the most important thing that I need to tell people who is actually trying to get funded is it is okay if you fail. Do not let that lead you into a depression, right? And the reason I say that is because a lot of people look at these, funded accounts and like going from, phase 1 to phase 2, or if you're on just a one-step account, then just doing one phase, right? And you'll almost pass it and then you'll lose. That is okay, right? Like, take a few days off, see what you did wrong, and then do it again. And people may say, oh, well, if I do it again, I may be wasting money. Not really, right? So, okay, let's go right here, right? If you just got a $25,000 account, which I mentioned in my, one of my YouTube videos, where it's like, this is $300, right? This is a one-step account, right? This is $300. You can fail 3 of these, and you only spent $900, and then passed the 4th one, so you spent $1,200 total. You passed it. Now you're funded, and you're funded with $25,000 in cash. So rule number one is adopt the mindset that I'm going to literally do anything that I can to get funded. I don't care if I fail 10 times, because if I pass the 11th time, I'm good. And I'm not just saying that from the owner of a prop firm. I'm not saying that, because that same logic is applied to businesses worldwide. Mark Cuban, all these billionaires across the world, they always say, I had many failures. I had one great idea. All it takes is one idea to become rich. You just got to get right one time. Kevin O'Leary says all the time, you just got to get right one time. Just one time. You can fail. I forgot what it was. It was somebody, I think it was the owner of Canva, Canva.com, the graphic design company, who got turned down by 70 investors or 150 investors. And now what? Canva's $1 billion company. Not everybody's going to see your vision, right? So like you're going to have failure after failure after failure after failure before it finally pops off, right? KFC, failure after failure, no after no after no after no after no, popped off. And I can do that story a whole bunch of times, right? So keep that in your mind. If you fail, it is okay. Keep trying and adopt that mindset of, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to actually get funded. Number two, actually know how to trade, right? A lot of people are just coming in here and YOLOing. That should never, ever, 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 ever be the case, right? Like, if you look at this chart, you should be able to tell me exactly what this chart is telling me, exactly what it looks like, exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what you'd be looking for if you were trading GBP USD right now. If you can, you're golden. You're good. You're not going to win every single trade, but at least you understand what's going on. You understand this is a moving average. You understand I got my key levels here. You understand I have a trend line here. You understand, oh, price comes down here, breaks through, retest. I have my TP1 here, my TP2 here. You guys should understand that. Actually understand how to trade. If I can delete this right now and I can draw the exact same tools, right? Because I understand how to trade. I've been doing this for a very long time. And once you guys get to that point of doing it for a very long time where there was a point in time back in 2016 that if all my charts got deleted and all my drawings by accident or reset, I would be mortified because I worked so hard. I could care less. I can go to any chart right now and just delete everything, right? Because I know how to draw it back on because I know what I'm doing. I didn't draw it just for it to be cute and look good. I drew it because I knew what I was doing and I put it there for a reason. And I know if it goes blank like this, I know I can create the exact same charts because I create how I know how to trade. So understand how to trade, and that's number 2. But number 3, and to kind of piggyback off of that, stick to pairs you know and you're good at, right? Because I went to the FX Summit yesterday, and there was a guy who said they had a 75% win rate, trading one style, but they want to trade another style, but they keep losing with that other style, and they're trying to make that other style be their main style. Why? Because you're looking at social media and your friends trade this way? Who cares? You have a track record that says this style on the left works 75% of the times. This style on the right does not work. Scratch that and just focus on 75% of the time trades, right? And that could be the same thing with pairs. Focus on 70% of the pairs that work. I do not care if the majority of social media is trading NAS 100, US 30, Bitcoin. I don't care. Does that work for you? Do you have a track record on those things? And if you've never traded those things before, I would suggest you guys get on, 24kmarkets.com, open up a small $50 account and just trade lightly. Like trade lightly when it comes to, NAS 100 and US 30, just to get your feet wet. And then once you have some consistency and a track record over a couple of months, couple of weeks, okay, great. I wouldn't say a couple of weeks, but I'm just saying that for you guys if you guys, want to, accelerate it. But a couple of months, great. Do that on a funded account. But you guys understand when it comes to funded accounts, you got to understand the rules that, you are trading under. And that'll be number 4, but I'll get to that in a second, right? But back to number 3, where it's stick to the pairs that work for you. If on your own brokerage account, GBP USD, Euro JPY, GJ, right, works for you, right? The most volatile currency pair, right? If that works for you, great. Trade down the funded account. If it doesn't, do not try to go outside the box. So all it's going to do is literally get you close to funded and then losing it, or actually funding it and then, losing the entire account. But back to number 4, understand the rules with the firms you're on, right? For my firm in particular, my biggest selling point was keep your profits after you breach. And that's a big thing. Why? Because I even wrote it out down here where it's I can't stress this enough, right? Some of you guys come from an actual low income area, right? So if you guys actually get a funded account and you've built it up from 100K to 130K, that's $30,000 you guys have made on your own. You're telling me most prop firms, damn near all of them, if you just breach the daily loss limit of 5%, that the entire 30K that you just made is gone completely? Or you made that 30K and they find a reason to say, oh, you were cheating, so we're not going to pay you out, even though you really weren't. You got to live with that. And that is going to cause you to not have faith when you breach your own account on the daily loss limit and lose that 30K, or they breach you for no reason. You lose faith not only in the prop firm industry, but in the trading industry as a whole, and you don't want to do this no more, or you take a long break. I've heard people all the time saying, yeah, I was supposed to get, a payout of 45K, then this firm went under, or then this firm denied me, so that 45K would have changed my life. Now I'm just, I'm a mechanic now, and I need something that is stable and consistent, and I'll get back into trading another time. Just one thing can change somebody's life in the opposite direction. So our biggest thing was, if you done made 30K in your account and you breach the daily loss, yeah, you'll lose the account, but you'll still get paid out your portion of that 30K, because it is better to, I lost my funded account, but I walked away with $27,000. Now I can put easy, extra $500, $600 into a 100K account and then use the rest for myself. That was the biggest thing for me, where it's I wanted people to keep their money even if they breach the account, right? People want to get away with saying, oh, we shouldn't reward them for bad trading. They made one mistake. 2 mistakes. Have you not made a mistake? Have you not? You cheated on your diet last week. You cheated on your wife last week. Cheated on your husband last week. You stole from this person last week. You make mistakes, but you're holding these people to the fire. I know a lot of prop CEOs who got crazy skeletons in their closet, right? Who are really crazy behind the scenes, but they don't want that to be shown. And they look at these traders as, oh, well, we shouldn't reward them for bad behavior. They made one mistake, you know? So that's kind of how I looked at it. So understand the rules on the firm you're trading with. Now, while that may be great for my firm, and that's amazing, there may be 1 or 2 things people may not like about my firm, right? Like I have a 4% daily loss limit, whereas some of the prop firms are 5%. Or why is my firm a little bit more expensive than other firms, right? It's because we're letting you keep your profits after you breach, and we want to make sure we honor that, 100% no matter what. We want to make sure we honor it always, right? Leads me to number 5, diversify, right? Like make sure you have multiple prop firms. There was a guy named Andrew, shout out to Andrew. He done killed a whole bunch of prop firms, and that's how he came up basically. I met him yesterday at the summit. He said he played basketball as well for Romania, which was dope. And if you look at his, overall YouTube channel, he is trading on multiple prop firms, diversifying, right? Same way I remember Jade Cap, right? Same thing, diversifying. So you guys don't have to have this, tribalism mindset of I'm only going to be with Swaggy and Swaggy only. I'm only going to be with Q and Q only. Spread your money. You got to go make some money. Go make $6,000. Babysitting, cutting grass, doing something. You're 9 to 5, save it. So now out of that $6,000, have some money for you, your family, yourself, X, Y, and Z. You can afford to put $1,500 into a prop firm with me, Q, FTMO, Raul, and Funded Next, right? You can get a couple of 25K accounts, a couple of 50K accounts, right? 50K account on a 2-step for me is $400. I just named 5 prop firms, right? And the prices will vary with other prop firms, right? You can spend that, diversify, right? And then use a trade copier, right? So your trades on one can copy on them all. So like you can try to pass them all, very, very closely. But again, this is where it goes back into understand the rules of the firm you're trading with, right? Which is back to number 4, which is like some firms may not allow a trade copier, some firms do. No matter what, understand what you are trading with and getting yourself into, because that is how you set yourself up for success for actually getting funded, right? If you fail, it is definitely okay. It is not the end of the world. Keep trying. I don't care if it takes you 20 times. Keep trying, because again, all you got to do is be right one time. People may say, oh, I don't want to give my money away to the market. I done spent $4,000 on prop firms and haven't got funded yet. But guess what if you get funded the 22nd time? Now you got a 50K account, and all you got to do is make 10%, and you done wiped out that $4,000 right there by making $5,000. 10% of $50,000 is $5,000. You wiped it out right there. That's all it takes to get funded one time. That's all it takes. Actually understanding how to trade, focusing on the things that actually make sense, the strategies that make sense, but the actual pairs that make sense. Understand the rules of the actual prop firms, and then actually diversifying. Those are the 5 biggest ways to actually get funded, right? Like step by step by step by step by step. Number 6, take your time. Look at this. You have no time limit, no minimum trading days, and no time limit. So when I mean take your time, if it takes you 50 days to get funded, that's okay. There's no rush, because once you get funded, it's like the floodgates open, right? So literally take your time. There's no rush. You don't got to try to make your first 20K. If you are somebody who's trying to make some money so you can pay rent next week, this isn't for you, right? Like, go get that money from somewhere else. A 9 to 5, go babysit, go do something, right? So that you can trade stress-free. This situation can get you out. Prop firms can change your life. Prop firms should change your lives, right? However, don't do it under the premise of, oh, I got to make rent in 7 days, so I'm going to buy this prop firm so I can try to make it. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. Those are the real main key things. Take your time overall, and continue studying. Right. Like once you make money or lose money, study your P&L on the back end. I would say that's number 7. Study it on the back end religiously, but always make sure when you are funded or close to being funded. This kind of is a sidebar of number 4 a little bit in terms of understanding the rules, but like make sure you are just not getting close to any of the hard breaches, right? Understand every single question on whatever prop firm you're trading on, their FAQ, right? Read it all, read it all, read it all. So you can make sure that when it's time to get paid, nobody's going to deny you because you did your job. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. You didn't get close to the daily loss limit. You didn't get close to the max drawdown. You didn't let your account be inactive for more than 30 days. You knew what you had to do. And that is the guide where I feel like I can guarantee you guys will get funded if you guys really hone in on those type of things, right? The Richest Man in Babylon, one of my favorite books. I remember when Arcad was scribing the tablets, and he basically just wanted advice on how to become rich. And the wise man basically said, a part of all you earns is yours to keep. And he looked at him crazy, and he was just like, really listen to what I'm saying, or else you'll think you scribing tablets all night for me was in vain and you did it for no reason. Really listen to what I'm saying. And that's how I'm feeling right now, where it's like those 7 steps may seem simple, but really listen to what I'm actually saying. And if you do, you'll realize what I'm saying is not actually here today, gone tomorrow, or BS or simple. It's actually really, really good, concrete advice from somebody who's been around a lot of prop firm funded traders, from somebody who has helped somebody make $40,000, going from eviction notice to actually making $47,000 on my old firm before I ended up leaving that firm. Somebody who's made $30,000 in 14 days, right? Like, I remember in my old firm before I left and gave it to the people who wanted to run it because I didn't want to be partners with them no more, where I was just like, these people are getting their lives changed, right? Because they're really following, the actual concrete steps. And I implore you guys to actually find the concrete steps as well, to make sure that everything works for you guys, so you guys can actually get funded, change your guys' lives, and have a great 2025. So please, please, please follow these steps 1 through 7. They're very, very, if you write it all down, it may seem simple, but it's really not, because it really can take you a long way. When you get funded, please let me know, because I am the one doing the interviews. I'm the one going to be talking to you guys and calling you guys directly. I'm not hiring nobody to do interviews for me. I'm pretty sure you guys are on Trade Prime time, for Swag EC. And for that, I want to thank you guys and reward you guys, and have some conversations with you guys. Like I said, at the summit yesterday, it was just amazing to see how many people come up to me saying I changed their life and I helped them in so many different ways. And I want to continue doing that. So I love you guys. Make sure you go to tradeprime.com to actually get funded. I will see you guys on the next video. Later, gang.